All right, I think we're recording now. So good morning again, everybody, and welcome to Math 174, Numerical Analysis 1. Mali yung semestre na nakalagay. It's the first semester of acad year 2022 to 23. All right. And I'm Neil Jerome Migargin, and I'm going to be your lecturer for this course. Together with your respective lab instructors, kami yung gagabay sa inyo all throughout your Math 174 journey. All right. So basically, in a nutshell, Math 174 is about the theory and implementation of numerical methods involved in solving three major areas or three major problems or categories of problems in math. Una, polynomial interpolation, numerical differentiation, and lastly, numerical integration. So dun sa tatlong konsepto na yon maglalaro yung ating course, And I will say the first part is very important, polynomial interpolation, because numerical differentiation and numerical integration also involve some of the concepts from chapter 1. And this is a testament to mathematics being a sequential course or discourse na yung natutunan natin from chapter 1, gagamitin pa rin natin sa chapter 2 and chapter 3. So medyo mahilig ako doon. So don't expect na kung chapter 2 tayo, chapter 2 lang yung questions para sa assessment, So meron pa ring mga konsepto from the previous chapters that we're gonna use para dun sa mga susunod na chapters. And I hope you enjoy the course or the topics in the course, because at the end we will have a final project. All right, you can do it in solo, by partner, or by groups. All right, 3 to 4 members. You need to showcase at least one of the methods to solve a real problem. So makita niyo yan mamaya sa grading scheme. Then while I was browsing the class list for the lecture, ang daming familiar names. So tama nga ba? Kayo yung batch ng Math 101 na hinandle ko. So majority of you had been my students before. So probably alam niyo na yung style ko. So ganun pa rin naman. Yung gagawin natin. The difference now is yung modules, sinulat ko na siya personally. Kinumpile ko lang siya last semester. And the topic, of course, is very much different. So if you took 101 with me, or actually even with anybody, Math 101 is more on the philosophical side of mathematics, right? So we studied yung reasoning or yung logic behind mathematics, how we do reasoning and proving in mathematics. So medyo theoretical yung treatment, right? Pero 174 is a different flavor to mathematics. Kakaiba naman to in the sense that now we will be looking at the practical side of mathematics. Kasi itong numerical analysis, ito yung mga methods. So dito natin i-discuss yung mga methods na ginagamit ng mga applied sciences or applied mathematicians or even mathematicians in solving real-world problems or problems that are motivated by problems in the natural and the physical world. So makita niyo yan as we go along the course. But for today, we'll just do a quick orientation. Quick pero malamang mauubos ko yung 50 minutes for the class. We'll just go over module number 1. Okay. So if you don't have a copy of this yet, you can go to our Canvas site and then go to module 1. You can download it together with all the materials for the week. Tapos ganun yung magiging format. You go to module 2, those are the materials for the second topic and so on. So hindi pala weekly yung gagawin nating mga modules, yung module side, though as much as possible I tried to make it a weekly material, kaya lang minsan napapahaba yung discussion ko for a particular module. So medyo yung iba nagiging 3 days, nagiging 4 days, so medyo humahaba. Kaya ang title ko dun sa modules page natin sa Canvas ay modules na lang at hindi na week, alright? But at the start of the module, you will see the intended schedule for it. Ito yung target. Pero sometimes nga hindi ko yan nasusunod. So module number 1 is our material for the 5th to the 9th of September. And then nakalagay din dyan kung kailan yung lab session. So you'll have a lab session on the 12th. Medyo mabilis lang din yun na orientation. We won't have a laboratory exercise yet. Yay. So kasi hindi pa tayo magdi-discuss ngayon talaga sa lecture. Oh, di ba? Saya nyo. Mga pumupuso dyan. Alright. Pero after that, expect that almost every week, you will have something to submit. Alright? So ngayon, sulitin nyo na yung libreng Monday, next Monday, the 12th. Kasi huling libreng Monday nyo na yan. Ano? The reason is that you're enrolled in a laboratory component. So, expected talaga na may gagawin kayo every Monday. Alright? So, you really need to reserve 1 to 4 p.m. every Monday because you'll do the lab exercise there. Alright? And then along the first few pages of the module, you will see the objectives for the particular module. So ito yung mga babantayan nyo. Ito yung mga competencies na dapat makuha nyo after reading the module or after attending the live sessions. Ano? For this particular module, kailangan lang wag kalimutan, sagutan yung Lab Exercise 0, which is the consent and declaration form. Download the PDF, check the boxes, sign it, and then upload it in Canvas. So don't forget to do it because it's worth 5 points and it's a bonus. It's a set of bonus points. Yeah, add ko lang yun dun sa final number of final score nyo sa laboratory exercises. So if you want to get those small credits, so sagutan yung consent and declaration form. Easy 5 points yan. And then try to access the course sites and navigate its features. Pero malamang nag-Canvas na kayo before, so you already know Canvas. So number 2 is not a biggie. Number 3, you need to download all necessary applications or programs that you might need for this class. More on these applications later. But this will be your assignment for for Friday. We won't meet on Friday morning. Yay, additional hour of sleep para sa ating lahat. Pero yeah, hindi muna tayo mag-meet sa Friday, but make sure to use that time to download the necessary apps for the class para when we start the discussions next week, everything is ready na. All right? And then number 4, nilagay ko dito, recall the Bachmann-Landau notation, machine errors, and floating point representation of numbers, different aspects of numerical algorithms such as complexity, convergence, and stability. So these are concepts that I think you tackled in AMAT 152. Medyo theoretically, alam ko dapat na-discuss yun sa 152 kasi isa ako dun sa sumulat ng AMAT 152 way back 20. Kailan ba namin sinulat yan? 2016 or 2016. So, ibinaba ko talaga dun sa AMAT 152 itong mga topics na to, which is usually may chapter 1 in Math 175. Alright? Kaya medyo mas marami time to focus now on the numerical algorithms themselves. Alright? But don't worry, I won't give you a quiz about this. I just want you to review this kasi as we go along, kasi dun sa mga chapters yan, magdi-discuss ako ng mga methods. Tapos, pag meron kang method, syempre, magdi-discuss tayo ng operation count. Pero alam nyo na sa 152 na hindi tayo talaga nagbibilang ng ilang addition, multiplication, subtraction, division yung ginagawa when we say operation count. We are just getting a general idea of how many operations are needed. And for that, we're using the big O notations. So yung mga big O of n squared, big O of log n. So yan yung mga ginagamit natin sa operation count. So these are things that I suppose you learned. So kailangan nyo lang siyang i-recall because I will not discuss them again. I'll just use them to describe algorithms, but I will not again teach you how to do the Bachmann-Landau equations. And then there would be some methods na titingnan natin gaano ka-accurate yung kanya solution. So we'll be doing error analysis, and for that we should have a notion of machine errors. All right? And then kapag ka iterative yung method, we will talk about convergence and stability of the method. So ito yung mga konsepto na kailangan alam na natin. So try to read it. Hindi naman deadline na mabasa niyo siya within the week, all right? So just make sure you study them within the first 2 weeks or brush up on them, read about them. I wrote some or I gave you some materials para mabasa rito. So try to read it before we go to the actual methods kung saan kakailanganin na natin itong mga konsepto na ito. All right? So those are the 4 things that we want to do here. All right. So puntahan natin yung course information. So again, as I've said, this is one of Math 174 is a special course because it's on the different side of math. And I just learned last year na ito nga pala ay required na lang for BS Applied Math students. Pero kung BS Math kayo, malamang na-recommend ng advisor nyo, they take nyo yung 174. Especially because nowadays, siguro, alam niyo na to, a lot of students are interested in doing programming or doing numerical methods, ano? And I think that's fair because yun na yung demand. I know a lot of people, BS Math and BS Applied Math alike, they're employed in as software engineers, programming specialists sa mga companies, various companies, financial companies, business companies. Some are in marketing, insurance, and so on. And their job is to design programs para i-address yung mga problems ng isang company. Right? So kahit nga yung mga BS Math, dun din yung pumapasok. Yung iba kong batchmates, ang title ng trabaho nila ay software engineer. Sabi ko, uy, hirap ka sa 174 dati Bakit ka napasok dyan? Ano? Hindi ko in-expect na magugustuhan nilang pumasok sa programming. But they realize na ayun yung malaki yung demand. And it's really and they find it fun later on yung programming side and the problem solving side of math, ano? So that's why I'm thinking baka pwedeng i-require na rin to sa BS Math students because medyo talagang eto na yung future, ano? So we need to adapt to the market, to the demands of the employment market, ano? So make sure that you have taken AMAT 152 because that's the prerequisite for this course. Or if you don't have AMAT 152, so it's Math 38 or Comsci 21. Medyo edit ko pala ito. Mali yung grouping ng mga courses. And then at the end of the course, these are the things that you should be able to do. Number one, illustrate the basic concepts in polynomial approximation, numerical differentiation, and numerical integration. Of course, it's a math course. It's an analysis course. Hindi to numerical simulation class. Numerical analysis to, so we also need to prove some theorems relating to those three methods. So kailangan ka rin kayo mag-brush up on your Math 101. Kaya lang medyo mahirap yung position ko rito kasi hindi ko kayo pwedeng pagalitan or yung majority sa inyo, hindi ko pwedeng pagalitan at sabihin na sino ba naman yung teacher nyo ng 101, di kayo natutong mag-prove. Ano? Kasi alam nyo na. And then number 3, syempre, hybrid to. So theoretical plus applied. So we also will also implement yung mga algorithms in polynomial approx, numerical differentiation, and integration. And then dito papasok na naman yung analysis. We will determine yung iba't ibang aspeto ng mga algorithms like convergence, complexity, stability, and efficiency. Actually, kulang. Kailangan ilagay din natin yung accuracy. All right? And then lastly, use numerical methods in solving scientific problems. Okay? So yun yung gusto natin gawin for the course. It's a very packed course, pero last semester we were able to cover everything, address all of these learning outcomes, and go over the course outline, and still have time to do the project. All right. So ano ba yung mga topics involved? Chapter 1, ito na nga yung nababa sa AMAT 152, and you will do independent reading about Chapter 1. Next week, we'll start with Chapter 2, approximation using polynomials. So we have lots of topics in here. Basically, ang idea ng Chapter 2 ay ganito. Meron kang discrete set of data. Halimbawa, isa kang marketing specialist, ano? And you want to decide how much to sell a product. So, alam natin sa Math 36 kung paano kumuha ng price para makuha yung maximum profit, right? Pero sa Math 36 problems, merong function na binibigay. Sabihin sa'yo, yung profit function ay halimbawa x squared minus 2x plus 5. Halimbawa, opening downward ba yung parabola na yun? Ay, hindi, dapat negative x squared. So, negative x squared plus 5x minus 6. Sasabihin sa'yo, yan yung demand, yan yung profit. Pag x yung presyo, yun yung profit. And ang pinagawa sa atin sa Math 36, compute the optimal selling price. So that's easy because all we need to do is to find the critical numbers, find the derivative of the profit function, equate it to 0, we'll get the critical numbers, and then we apply the first or the second derivative test on the critical numbers to get the optimal selling price. All right? And then feeling nyo, yes, ang galing-galing ko na. Kaya ko na mag-open ng business at i-determine yung optimal price. Pero pagdating mo sa tunay na buhay, bakit walang function na binigay sa akin para dun sa profit, ano? So if you are a researcher in the real world, what you'll do is to say, do a case study. Ibenta mo si product mo say 50 pesos. Tapos itatali mo magkano yung profit mo pag 50 pesos na. So 50 pesos, makukuha mo yung, so ito yung price, ito yung profit. Okay? Halimbawa, ang profit mo ay 100 pesos. Alright? Tapos, pag sinel mo siya ng 75 pesos, your profit will go a little higher. So it's gonna be 150, halimbawa. Pero kapag ka binenta mo siya ng 35, lugi ka. So minus 40. Pag binenta mo siya ng 40 pesos, siguro marami kang mabibenta. So kikita ka ng 120. Tapos kapag ka binenta mo siya ng 45, siguro makaka-profit ka ng 160 pesos. Alright? So ito yung klase ng data na makukuha mo. Tapos hindi mo ngayon magagamit yung natutunan mong optimization sa Math36. Bakit? Kasi wala kang function kung saan mag-first derivative ka. Paano mo nga naman if-first derivative yung discrete set of data? Alright? So ito yung i-address natin sa chapter 2. We will look at some methods on how to get a function out of a discrete set of data. And I guess we will have two types of functions here. We will have polynomial interpolants, or actually functional interpolants, or a curve of best fit. All right? So paano tayo makakuha ng function mula sa isang discrete set of data? Tapos pag nakuha nyo na yung function na yon na nagbo-model dun sa data, masaya na yung buhay nyo. Kasi magagamit nyo na lahat ng techniques nyo sa analysis para ma-solve yung optimization problem. Right? Or so you thought. Ano? Hindi pala ganon. Kasi makikita nyo na naman, bakit ganon? Meron na akong function, pero hindi ko siya kayang i-differentiate by hand. Alright? Kasi posibleng napaka-komplikado ng function na nakuha mong model. Ano? Although, hindi natin yan ma-encounter sa chapter 2 kagad, pero there would be some application areas wherein you are given a very complicated model and differentiating it by hand would be very difficult. Kung napakahirap niyang i-differentiate, gagamit tayo ng numerical differentiation techniques. Alright? Or kung discrete set pa rin yung data tapos wala ka pang function model para dun sa discrete set of data na yon, kailangan gumamit ka ng numerical differentiation techniques para magkaroon ng approximate o magkaroon ka ng estimate para dun sa derivatives. And then chapter 4 is even more interesting kasi dumaan kayo ng Math 37, Math 38, where you talk about techniques of integration and so on. Pero believe it or not, ang dami pa ring mga functions na hindi natin kayang i-differentiate. Hindi mag-apply ang integration by parts or mahirap siyang i-apply. Ano pa ba yung methods na natutunan nyo? Trigo-sub, algebraic substitution. Those functions might not work, or even worse, we will encounter functions na walang closed form antiderivative. For instance, kahit magpakahirap ka na i-integrate yung e to the x squared dx, it's a very simple function, pero wala siyang symbolic derivative. Alright? So kahit anong substitution method, hindi mo makukuha yung actual formula for the integral of e to the x squared dx kasi wala nga siyang closed form antiderivative. So for cases like this na napaka-komplikado ng function that an integration by hand is very difficult or inconvenient, or kung given ka na naman ng discrete set of data, wala ka pang function representing the data, paano ka makakapag-integrate? So yung titingnan natin sa chapter 4. And of course, along the way, I want you to think of the possible applications or possible problems kung saan pwede nating i-apply itong mga methods na ito. Sounds exciting? Or hindi? Sounds mahirap? Ayan. At least nag-ano naman kayo, no? Nagre-react. Alright, thank you. Kailangan ko yung mga pauses para mainom ko yung kape ko kasi medyo lumalamig na siya. Okay. Now, mode of delivery, we'll be doing it in, hindi ko pala ito na-edit. Tama kaya yung na-download ko? Hold on. Yeah. Hindi ko pala na-edit yung mode of delivery. But we're doing it in a synchronous mode, online mode, model 1 tayo. Alright? So, kung may room na na-assign sa atin, never mind that. Ano, kung may nakita kayong room kay Sais, never mind that. We'll be doing everything in this channel sa MS Teams. And then we will set specific deadlines for submissions. Wala tayong face-to-face assessment. So you'll have laboratory exercises and problem sets that will be sent online via Canvas. Ano? So attendance, I decided not to require attendance, but I hope you guys will participate and join the meetings online as often as you can. Ano? So kasi pwede na raw kaming mag-check ngayon ng attendance, sabi ng OVPAA memo. So I hope ganito lagi yung attendance natin. I think we are more than 50, close to 60, if not around 60. Ano? So dati kasi umaabot na lang ng mga 10, 15 yung umaattend sa lecture out of 60 students. So I hope we can maintain this number. And then siguro to incentivize yung attendance, I'll do some pop quizzes tuwing lecture. Ano? Sometimes kung and then tas gagawin ko siyang bonuses either sa problem sets or sa laboratory exercises, ano. And I'll think about alternative sources of bonuses for those who cannot join online. Pero ang priority dun sa bonuses ay yung mga nakaka-attend online because they're exerting some more efforts, ano, para gumising ng maaga, mag-login sa Teams kahit nasa higaan pa, ano. Or yung iba, balita ko ay, ano, nahirapan yesterday kasi after nung yung iba kasi merong face-to-face tapos meron ding online. So yung iba face-to-face sa classroom tapos tatakbo sa dorm para sa internet. So yeah, I hope hindi ganun ka-hassle on your part. Pero this is your first class probably in the morning. So pwedeng nandyan pa lang kayo sa mga dorms or bahay nyo. So it's fine. Ano? So try to participate as much as possible. I'm trying to set up Slido in the in MS Teams. Kaya lang kailangan kong i-update yata yung desktop app ko. So, I'll do that later. Para meron tayong mga online poppers tuwing umaga. Ano? So, multiple choice problems. Pagsasolving ko kayo ng konti para sa mga bonus points. Okay. Now, so, course sites and learning applications. So, our LMS is still Canvas. So, you can self-enroll yourselves here using this link. But I already sent the invite. Kaya lang sinend ko pala siya ay Sunday evening, if I'm not mistaken. So yung mga nag-pre-rog or nag-late enroll sa B4L, we opened a new section. So I hope you were able to enroll in Canvas or you were invited to go in Canvas. So kung meron kayong kakilala na nasa B4L or yeah, yung B4L lang naman siguro, kindly share this link to them, ano, para maka-join sila sa Canvas. Pero kasi medyo magulo pala yung sa Amis, ano, kasi yung sa Amis hindi automatic na lumalabas sa size kasi dalawa sila magkaibang app. So meron pa ring human intervention para ma-import yung mga pre-rog from Amis papunta sa size, ano. So hindi siya automatic. Saka hindi real-time yung pag-update sa amin kung ng mga natanggap. So mano-mano tayo para mag-enroll sa Canvas for those late enrollees. Pero yeah, you can share this link to them. And then the other application that we're gonna use ay MS Teams. MS Teams yung ginagamit ko sa aking mga klase. So it would be great if you can download the mobile and the desktop app for MS Teams. Kasi pag na-download nyo yung desktop o kaya yung mobile app, mas magaan siya sa data. Kaya rin MS Teams yung ginagamit ko kasi medyo yung internet ko ay hindi rin ganun kabilis. Kaya mas okay sa akin yung MS Teams. Ano? And then when you download MS Teams, it's nice to log in into your account. Kaya lang ang kailangan yung account para makasali dun sa team for this class is your at outlook.up.edu.ph account. Iba to dun sa UP email, ano? So though UP email yung ginamit ko para, hindi, actually, anong ba sabihin? Yeah, UP email nyo yung lumalabas kapag chine-check ko yung email nyo sa Teams. Pero para maka-login kayo sa Teams, kailangan yung Outlook credentials. Right, so to get the Outlook credentials, so you need to request one from the system ITC. Go to this site, So tapos makakuha kayo ng Outlook credentials. Tapos yung Outlook credentials na yon, yun yung magagamit niya para sa Office 365 complete package. So the university is providing us access to MS Teams, so hindi nyo na kailangan mamirata or bumili ng sarili nyong Office account. So you can access all of the products, or at least the basic ones ng Microsoft Office, by requesting an account for the Office 365 subscription of the university via the UPITC. So punta lang kayo sa website na to. And pag nag-request kayo, bibigyan kayo ng Outlook credentials. Yun yung gagamitin nyo to log in and to download the other Office applications. It's better to get to get an account, all right? Kasi pag meron na kayong account, you can join the team using this code. So hanapin nyo lang, search join or join a team using a code. So ito yung itatype nyo doon, makaka-join na kayo dito sa 174 team, right? The advantage is that makakapag-chat kayo. I don't know kung yung guest ay nakakakita ng chat panel. So last semester kasi hindi nakakapag-chat yung mga guest o yung mga hindi members ng team. And then I don't know if you can participate dun sa Slido once I have set it up. So doon ko kasi gagawin yung mga pop-up quizzes. So try to use Friday's meeting para mag-download ng Teams. All right? But parang 10 to 14 days daw yung kailangan para makabigyan kayo ng Outlook credentials. So kindly request one right now so that in the succeeding weeks you can already access Teams. All right? So mag-request na kayo ngayon pa lang. And then another advantage is that kasi pag member na kayo ng team, so meron dong channel na live sessions yung pangalan. Tapos ang kagandahan doon ay lahat ng ini-schedule ko na classes ay nandun. Mag-appear siya as if it's a Facebook post, nakalagay, parang Neil Jerome scheduled the meeting. Pwede yung doon na lang kayo mag-click para mag-join or go to the calendar, tapos click join. Hindi nyo na kailangan yung link mula kay Canvas. And then yung chats ay mag-appear as a comment to that thread. And then also when I close down the meeting, automatic is-save ni Teams yung ating session. All right? Tapos ipopost niya as a comment dun sa meeting thread yung recording. So you don't have to wait for me to upload the meeting recording in YouTube tapos saka ko pa siya ililink sa Canvas. So if you're a member of the team, siguro a couple of minutes after the class is finished, ma-access nyo na yung recording. So it's really advantageous. Hindi nyo naantayin na mag-upload ako sa ibang website noong ating recording. Right? Nadidelete nga lang yung recording sa MS Teams. Yun yung default ng university, 120 days. So ang ginagawa ko na lang ay dina-download ko siya, pinopost ko siya sa YouTube. Mas okay din siya kasi yung iba, pwede kasi nakasubscribe kayo sa isang promo na data for YouTube. So mas madali siyang ma-access. So kaya let's try to maximize all those resources. And then ito siguro yung isa sa mga kailangan. So you need also to download MATLAB. Or hindi naman need, pero you're recommended to download MATLAB, all right? It's a computing software. MATLAB stands for Matrix Laboratory. This is my programming language of choice. Number one, it's very intuitive. Number two, it's very powerful. A lot of packages. I'm doing research. I used MATLAB. And then the best thing probably about MATLAB, UP has a subscription to it. We have subscription to every package in MATLAB. So you just need to go to this website, all right, and then log in or create an account using your UP email. So and then makakapag-download na kayo ng MATLAB. It's very powerful. So I'll say it's worth it to download. And then ano rin siya, magagamit nyo rin naman siya in other endeavors. Lalo na kung estudyante ko kayo ng 151 saka 191, magagamit nyo yung MATLAB. In the class, I won't prescribe a programming language. So kahit hindi kayo mag-MATLAB, if you are more proficient in Python, ano pa ba? In Scilab, Jupyter, using Jupyter notebooks or using Julia. So okay lang din naman. I don't use, actually, I don't prescribe any programming language, all right? Pero pag nagde-demo ako sa klase, pag mag-share ako ng code, ang gagamitin ko ay MATLAB, all right? So, to get you started with MATLAB, I posted a MATLAB tutorial guide, PDF file sa ating course, sa ating Canvas course site. So take a look at it, familiarize yourselves. Probably siguro, lalo na sa first few months of the SEM, I'll do a programming demo sa klase. So para rin masanay kayo na mag-MATLAB, ano? So, pero if you are more of a Python guy, Spider guy, ano pa ba? R, pwede rin namang R. Or if you are proficient in using Excel, okay lang din naman. Kung trip nyo magmano-mano ng computations, okay lang din naman, pero good luck. Kasi dadamihan ko yung data para mahirap siyang imano-mano at mapersa kayo na mag-programming. Ano? Pero yon. Again, use Friday to download MATLAB. Alright? So dito, UP email lang naman yung kailangan nyo. When you download MATLAB, tatanungin niya kayo kung ano yung packages na kailangan nyo. Ano? Actually, sa 174, napaka-basic ng package na kailangan. Just make sure na naka-check yung symbolic toolbox. Though I think by default, naka-ano naman siya. Naka-tick yung symbolic toolbox. So, mada-download nyo yan. But just make sure. Ano pa ba? Siguro optimization toolbox. Download nyo na rin. But if you will encounter some toolboxes na hindi nyo na-download at the initial setup, pwede nyo siyang i-download after you have MATLAB running. So yung basic MATLAB, pwede nyo siyang i-upgrade by downloading toolboxes on the fly or on demand kung kailan nyo siya kailangan. Alright? Pwede nyo rin namang i-download yung buong package kasi mayaman ang UP, meron tayong subscriptions sa lahat ng toolboxes ng MATLAB. Hindi naman natin siya magagamit lahat, pero kung naka-fiber ka sa bahay, so i-download mo na lang lahat. Pero malaki yan. Siguro abutin ng kung ilang gigabytes para ma-download lahat. Saka kailangan mo ng internet connection. Pero kung malakas naman yung internet connection mo, #sana all, download mo na para kasi magagamit mo rin yan later on. Alright? So take advantage of it. Mahal yung MATLAB, alright? Before I went back from the US, MATLAB yung ginagamit ko. Sabi ko, sige, bibili ako ng license ng MATLAB. Nag-check ako ng prices. Hindi maganda yung prices. Ano? So I think yung basic na MATLAB ay $500 a year yata. Tapos pag magdadagdag ako ng package, hundreds of dollars uli per year. So sabi ko, mamumulubi ako kapag nag-download ako. Pero pag academic use yata, perpetual na yung license, academic license. So, pero mag-invest siguro ako ng mga $3,000 para dun sa package na kailangan ko. Pero luckily, nabalitaan ko na meron palang subscription ng UP. So, thankfully, I save a lot of money, right? So, let's take advantage of it. Now, course materials, all of the course materials will be made available in Canvas. So the main text for this course is a work text that I wrote way back in, kailan ba to? I drafted it 2015, if I'm not mistaken. But I made some edits last year. Pero kailangan pa rin siyang i-proofread at saka i-edit. Pero at least the gist is there. So you can download the work text doon na sa Canvas natin. Available na siya. Tapos yung modules, weekly modules, ano lang siya? Siya yung work text, hinati ko siya sa maliliit na modules, mga bite size, ano? So if you want to get the whole entree, so download niyo yung work text, pwedeng yun yung basahin niyo. Kung gusto niyo yung bite size lamang, so modules yung i-download niyo. All right? And the modules I made certain format, so it has several parts. Before you proceed, nandyan yung objectives for the modules, a quick introduction, and then the actual discussion is on the second part. Here we go. And then some modules will have an it's coding time section kung saan may pseudocode para tulungan kayo pagsusulat ng program. And then nasa huli yung let's test your skills. Pero yung number 4 ay medyo babaguhin namin ng konti kasi last semester required kami na naka-upload na kasama ng materials yung assessment tools kasi nga asynchronous yung mode. Pero as UP transitions to the new normal, so medyo nag-declare tayo na synchronous yung klase, synchronous online yung karamihan ng mga assessments. So we are not required to give you all of the assessment tools at the beginning of the semester. So medyo yung let's test your skills, medyo delayed ko yan i-upload. I'll tell you more about that later. And then the grading scheme, ito yung gagawin natin. We have 7 laboratory exercises comprising 40% of your final grade. 7 yan, pero expect almost every week you'll have outputs. Ilang weeks tayo? Meron tayong 16 weeks. Of course, pag may prob set, walang lab exer, and so on. Pero minsan hatiin ko yung laboratory exercise. So pwedeng laboratory exercise 1.1 or part 1, then part 2 sa next week, right? I'll see to it that lab exercises or parts of lab exercises are doable within 3 hours. Okay? Tapos ganito yung timing, So halimbawa sa week 4, naman nasa week 4 na tayo. Magdi-discuss tayo ng Wednesday at saka Friday ng week 4 module. All right? Tapos ang proposal ko ay sa Friday na yon, either 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. i-upload ko na yung laboratory exercise. So you can go to Canvas, check kung available na yung lab exer. That's on the Friday. And the idea why upload it on a Friday ay para masimulan nyo ng isipin kung paano siya gagawin. So you will have the rest of Friday, kung nagtatrabaho kayo over the weekend, then you can take a look at it, plan, you can have your study group para pag-usapan paano natin i-approach itong problem, ano yung gagawin nating solution scheme. So mag-group study na kayo dyan, magsusulat na kayo ng program if you want, alright? Para pagdating nyo sa lab exercise on Monday, alright? So this would be Monday of week 5, doon yung laboratory exercises para doon sa na-discuss ng week number 4. Alright? So pagpasok nyo sa lab, pwedeng gawa na yung program nyo. Alright? Pwede nga tapos na kayo kasi nabigay na namin yan on Friday. Kung medyo bida-bida kayo, pwede nyo nang gawin yung lab exer, ipapasa nyo na lang siya on that Monday. But if you did your group study or you studied alone, you wrote a program but it doesn't fit, pwede nyo tanungin yung lab instructors nyo ng tulong during the synchronous class. That's the purpose of the lab classes. Kung merong konsepto na hindi clear, you can ask your lab instructors to clarify it for you. If you have a program and you think there's something wrong with it, hindi nyo nare-replicate yung mga examples dun sa modules, iba yung nakukuha yung results, then consult your lab instructors. Of course, you can also consult me. You can send an email via You can send me an email or a chat via MS Teams. Preferred ko yung MS Teams chat, mas mabilis na mag-reply doon. Though yung email okay rin naman. Huwag lang sa Facebook Messenger, So, pero yon. Take advantage nung laboratory sessions, Tapos ang deadline for submission of the lab exers ay 11:59 nung Monday na yon. So meron kayong lab exer ng 1 to 4, you discuss with your lab instructor, you finalize your answers, so meron kayong hanggang 11:59 to submit your final work. Okay ba yan? Okay, as if meron naman kayong choice, pero at least marami nag-agree. And then towards the middle of the SEM, towards the end, meron tayong dalawang problem sets, 20% each. And then, typical problem set, probably I'll give you 5 to 7 days to do it. All right. So basically, part 1 usually essay. So meron 5 essay questions na sasagutin nyo. Tapos merong isa or dalawa na computation problem. So that's the thing. Di ba, every week magsusulat kayo ng program para sa methods na diniscuss ko sa klase. Huwag niyong i-delete. Itago niyo yan. Alright? Kung may mali, try to edit it before the problem sets arrive. Kasi malamang gagamitin niyo yung mga programs na yon para masagutan yung mga problem sets. Kaya napaka-crucial ng lab classes. Kasi doon yung mako-correct yung mga mali dun sa program nyo. Or kung di nyo talaga makuha kung ano yung trick dun sa pagpa-program, ask your lab instructors. Kasi kailangan perfect yung program nyo bago dumating yung problem set. Kasi malamang sa problem set, papagamitin ko kayo ng program para sagutin yung mga applied problems ko sa problem set. All right? Now, one nice thing or one nice way to check your program is try to replicate yung mga examples ko dun sa modules, ano? So meron akong mga examples dun sa modules. Tapos ang gawin nyo, pag nag-write na kayo ng program para sa LabXer, i-run nyo using yung data o yung inputs na nandun sa module para ma-verify nyo kung tama yung program. Pag na-replicate nyo yung results dun sa module, then probably your program is correct and it will work for any data. All right, for any type of data. So, ganun yung tip ko para sa inyo. And then the last component for the class is a final project, which we'll do sa finals week na. So next year na to. The goal here is for you to use some techniques used in class para ma-solve yung mga application problems. So ngayon pala mag-isip na kayo ng application area that is of interest to you, and then you'll do a final project to it. You can do it solo kung mas comfortable kayo nag-work mag-isa. You can do it by pair or groups of 3 or 4. All right? So kung gusto niyo magka-group pero medyo wala kayong kakilala sa klase, I'll ask you later para ako yung mag-group. Pero I'll give you the liberty to form your own groups, ano? So yung mga gusto magka-group pero walang kakilala or wala pang ka-group, tatanungin ko kayo kasi ako na lang yung mag-group sa inyo. Pero other than that, I'll give you the freedom. Alright? Bakit ganun ang bilis ng oras? 9:70 na kagad. So I need to dismiss you 9:20 or 9:25. Course timetable, I don't remember, but I think I did. Nakapag-upload na ako ng separate course guide na may timetable, ano? So nakalagay na doon yung weekly, kung kailan yung LabXer 1 or LabXer 2.1, 2.2. So, bakit ko nga ba siya hiniwalay? Yes, tinamad akong i-edit yung latex. Naka-latex kasi itong modules. Ang hirap sa latex yung table na may mga naka-merge pa. So sa Word ko na lang siya sinulat. So I didn't have the time to translate it to latex code. So try to download the other file. I think it's under module 1 para guided na rin kayo. Maplano nyo na sa kalendaryo nyo na, etong week na to, super dami kong gagawin sa 174. Okay? Class policies or other policies, medyo mabilis lang naman. You're expected to check the course site regularly because announcements will be posted there. So if you want, you can set Canvas to send you an email para sa mga announcements na ibibigay ko. Kasi doon ko naman gagawin yung mga announcements. And it will be a good practice for you guys to always check your UP email. Probably it's best to check it every at least once a day. So siguro at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, check your UP email para may time pa kayo to reply in case somebody contacted you about some academic matters, all right? Para alam nyo rin kung may adjustments dun sa requirement, all right? So and then deadlines will be set. I'll try as much as possible to be strict with the deadlines, lalo na ngayon na medyo mahigpit na yung university policies, bumalik na yung mga usual restrictions. So specifically on the deadlines, all right? So try to submit it on the deadline. Kapag ka beyond the deadline, we reserve the right to give you deductions or not to accept a late work, all right? So we'll do it case-to-case basis. So yung Canvas submission, mag-close siya at the deadline. Di na kayo makakasubmit via Canvas. So kung late kayo, i-try nyo pa rin na mag-submit, email your lab instructor. Kung problem set yan, i-email nyo ako. I-attach na kagad yung isasubmit nyo kung ready na. Kung hindi pa, sabihin nyo kung bakit. Kailangan nyo mag-explain kung bakit na late or bakit hindi kayo nakapag-submit at the deadline or hindi nyo kaya mag-submit in the near future. Just let us know together with the reason why and we'll evaluate it. Kung worthy naman yung excuse, then we can probably give you some leeway. Again, with the reservation na baka may deductions, depende dun sa reason. Pero we'll only do so if you inform us plus or minus 1 week after the deadline. Kapag lumampas na ng 1 week after the deadline, is-zero na namin yung missed exercise na yun o yung missed problem set na yun. Alright? So, pero on the rare occasions na talagang hindi nyo kinayang makipag-communicate week after kasi yun nga yung emergency nyo, tatanggapin ko pa rin naman. So the lesson here is, if you miss something, you'll probably get a 0 through Canvas, pero don't worry if you have a good excuse for missing it. Just let us know via email. Ano? So don't hesitate to email me, ano, and then explain your circumstance. Kung pwede naman tatanggapin ko. Kung hindi talaga, email ko naman kayo ng magandang email pa rin na sorry but I cannot accept yung submission na late. Alright? Pero we're just preventing na yung nangyayari last semester na magpapasa lang kayo ng isang problem set, tapos ng isang lab exer, tapos required na bigyan kayo ng incomplete, tapos at the end of the sem, saka kayo magkukumahog na tapusin yung 10 exercises or magpapa-incomplete kayo tapos i-complete nyo siya, mahirapan talaga kayo, right? So to avoid those scenarios, kasi mahirap din siya on your part, so and then baka unfair siya dun sa ibang mga na nag-effort talaga na matapos yung requirements on time. So we'll be a little bit more mahigpit on the deadlines. So, pero again, if you have exigent circumstances, if you have emergencies, don't hesitate to email us. I will be giving your lab instructors complete autonomy on deciding on matters of laboratory exercises. So kung lab exer yung na-miss nyo, diretso kayo sa lab instructor. Kasi hindi ko sila papakialaman sa decision nila. So it's their call to accept your work or not, to give you deductions or not. So depende. So paswertihan na lamang ng mabait na lab instructor. Pero pag problem set yung usapan or final project, ako yung kailangan yung kausapin. All right? And I think that's it. Yeah, sorry, overtime na ako ng 2 minutes. Pero we can probably stay until 9:25. So with that, do you guys have questions? Clarifications? Gusto nyo makipagtawaran sa grading scheme? Now is your chance because once we close the meeting, final na to. 40-40-20 na yung ating final hatian. Questions? Sige, habang nag-iisip kayo ng question, ito pa pala, sino sa inyo yung posibleng magkaroon ng problema about running a programming language? Kasi mag-run kayo ng program, magsusulat kayo ng program, so kailangan meron kayong computer o meron kayong mobile device na kaya mag-run ng MATLAB o kaya ng Python, So, anybody seeing any problems with that or anticipating any problems with that? Hindi naman ganun kalaki yung ipaparan namin sa inyo, So, tamang run lang. So kung magkakaproblema kayo, just let me know, and then I'll try to make accommodations for you. Unfortunately, sa MATLAB, yung room natin na math laboratory natin sa MB, parang hindi na gumagana yung mga computers that were bought 5 years ago. Disposable na ngayon yung the computers, Pero if you really need if you really need assistance para sa computing device, okay? So just let me know a little bit in advance para makapaghanap ako ng computer for you, all right? On campus. So kung around the campus naman kayo and you need some computing resources, just let me know. I can endorse you to the appropriate person. Oh, by the way, consultation hours ibibigay ko later. Pag na-finalize na yung schedule ko, I still don't know if final na itong mga ituturo ko. Malay nyo next week hindi na ako makita yung lecturer. Pero less likely naman yun. Pero yung final consultation hours, I'll give it on probably next week. And then if you want to do face-to-face consultations, we can arrange for that. So, pero kailangan nyo akong sabihan in advance. Kasi puro M1 yung klase ko this sem. So, most likely nasa bahay lang ako. So, pero otherwise, I can arrange meetings with you on campus. I have a question from Bea on the chat. Yung groupings for the final project, pwede bang from another section? Yes. Kasi most likely ako naman yung mag-check ng final project. So, yeah, pwede kayo, kung yung friends nyo nasa kabilang section, okay lang yun. So, kahit nasa kabilang section, it's fine. Okay, other questions? Grabe, ang haba nung monologue ko. Almost 50 minutes. Kasi Hindi kayo nakikigulo at nakikisalita ngayon. Last, kahapon sa Math 191, pinag-introduce ko sila isa-isa. Kaya lang hindi ko kakayanin dito kasi 50 plus. Actually, nasa 60 kayo today. So hopefully this number will not dwindle down during the semester. Sana ma-sustain natin yung ganito kalaking attendance. Because I plan to do daily quizzes, daily poppers, ano? Yes, Tristan has a nice question. Saan kayo magda-download ng MATLAB? Nandito. Let me see. Nandun sa course guide. Here we go. Eto, Tristan. Okay. So punta kayo dyan or search nyo lang MathWorks or MATLAB. Tapos, pag nandito na kayo, you need to create a MATLAB account. Ano? Tapos, ang gamitin nyo lang ay UP email. UP email. Other recommended products, Excel. Tapos of course Word kasi usually PDF yung mga ipapa-submit ko sa inyo. So, eto lang naman, MATLAB and then your usual office applications. Kung pala magkakaproblema kayo with MATLAB kasi halimbawa medyo mabagal na yung computer nyo, you can also use MATLAB online. So, kung pwede kayo mag-program using your browser pero kailangan nyo doon ng okay na internet connection. So, you can also do online programming sa MATLAB. So, hindi nyo siya kailangang i-download. Pero kung kaya naman ng computer nyo, it's highly recommended that you download MATLAB. Alright? I think set yun lang or ila. Yun lang yung kailangan natin for the course. I let you know in advance kung ano pa yung mga kakailanganin natin if we encounter some new softwares. Ano? Or you can also other recommended things. Actually, recommended yung Mathematica pero on the way pa lang yata yung subscription ng UP sa Mathematica. Maganda kasi yung Mathematica kasi siya yung symbolic calculations, madaling gawin sa Mathematica, yung magpapa-multiply tayo ng polynomial, magpapa-divide, magpapa-compute ng roots, madali siyang gawin sa Mathematica. Pero habang wala pa tayong subscription sa Mathematica, pero I guess magkakaroon na tayo. Pwede kayong gumamit ng mga online solvers like Symbolab para dun sa mga symbolic calculations kasi minsan magko-compute kayo about polynomials, ano? So, hindi ko na kayo hahanapan ng hand calculation para dun sa mga simpleng algebraic manipulation. So, hindi naman to Math 17 o Math 36 na pati yung mga simpleng bagay ay hanapin ko pa yung computation. So, pwede nyo ipa-compute yan using softwares, ano? Pag kinento nyo lang yung solution dun sa final output, ano? So, more on that probably as we go along the course. Kailangan nyo ikwento paano nyo nakuha yung solution. So, you can say na, okay, so this is my model, P of X equals the product of, say, 7 polynomials. So, sulat yung 7 polynomials. Tapos, pwede nyo sabihin na using Symbolab, this polynomial simplifies to. So, hindi nyo kailangan gawin by hand yung computations. So, take advantage ng technology around us. Ano? Actually, sa MATLAB, pwede rin magpaka-simplify ng equations. Ano? So, pwede natin siyang gawin doon. Alright? So ito, super overtime na ako. Baka yung iba kailangan pa tumakbo to a face-to-face class. So sorry about that. Medyo nasagad ko yung 9:30. Pero add pala yung pagkakaputol ng klase kasi 8:30 to 9:30. Probably next classes will start at 10. So pwede ako mag-overtime. Yay! Ako lang yung natuwa so pwede mag-overtime. Ano? Pero other questions, other concerns, any reklamo, any suggestions? Hindi na pwede. So, max lang na 4. So, pwede nyo gawin, hatiin nyo sa 5-3 yung ano niya. Yung click nyo na yan. Alright. Sorry. 3-2. 5-3. 3-2. So, max lang siguro na 4. Ano, sa group. Ang ginagawa ko pala sa project, kapag ka solo or by pair, ano lang, written report lang yung kailangan ko. Parang journal article type. Pero pag more than 2 na, meron na yung video component. So meron ng 12 to 15 minute presentation ng output. Ano? So yun yung disadvantage kapag 3 or 4 kayo sa group. So yan, magkakaroon na ng eviction sa grupo nila Ila. Ano? So, sino yung may iwan? Oh, kila Bea pala, sorry. Okay? So, pwede nyo pa yung pag-usapan as the SEM goes along kasi final week pa naman natin yan na gagawin. Alright? Other questions or concerns? All right. So kung wala na, thank you guys for joining me today. It might be difficult to join me every day kasi 8:30 to, medyo maaga. Pero hopefully as the semester goes along, masasanay tayong gumising ng umaga. I hope you can join me again on Wednesday na. Wala tayong classes sa Friday para makapag-reg kayo, para ma-download niyo yung mga apps. Ang dami kasing kailangan sa course na to. So try to do it. Kung meron na kayo lahat, do the reading assignment. Dito pala sa dulo, nalagay ko nga ba? Yeah. Nalagay ko na yung reading assignment. I-download niyo yung Vortex na may link na dun sa Canvas. Ito yung mga pages na kailangan yung puntahan. Ano? So, pwede niyo i-download to, tas kung may free time kayo, basahin niyo before we go to this particular topics. Alright? And with that, thank you again, guys, for coming. Let's see each other again on Wednesday next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, sir. Thank you.